reading 62 from the Psychological Commentaries on the teaching of Gurdjieff and Ouspensky by Dr. Maurice Nicoll, Volume 3. Great Animal House, January 18th, 1947. Further note on positive ideas in the work and reversal of signs. A positive idea may be tentatively defined in these commentaries as an idea that lessens personality and increases essence. It was said last time that the idea that man can do is not a positive idea, although most people would say it was. But the idea that man can do increases personality is exactly what personality thinks. The work says man cannot do, and this is a positive idea. Why? Because it lessens personality, whereas the idea that man can do increases personality and therefore is a negative idea. Personality has no life of itself. Only what has life of itself can do. For example, we have no ideas of our own. All roles and combinations of eyes form personality. All records on roles made from impressions. All buffers, attitudes, pictures, all this makes up the machine of personality. With this absurd machine we move about, believe in ourselves. Yet we cannot think a new thought. We can only compare, copy, alter. This machine, which is dead, surrounds essence which is alive, but inarticulate, undeveloped. A man with developed essence, a man who has undergone this reversal of signs, personality active and essence passive, to personality passive and essence active. Such a man belongs to conscious humanity, and such a man can do. He is reborn. Such a man has real fate, for fate is of essence, and mechanical law belongs to machines, that is, to us. Ordinary man is under accident, not fate. Now, we realize what is meant by the positive idea, man cannot do, when we begin to become conscious of our own mechanicalness. A machine does not do. It has no choice. This is one of the definite increases of consciousness possible for us, and expected after a certain time. Time is measured in the work. This work is about increasing consciousness in many definite directions. Consciousness is light, not physical light, but psychological light, which gives a new power of seeing everything. As man is, he is in darkness, quite literally. He is in psychological darkness. He is not conscious. To begin to realize that one is mechanical and not really alive is a shock. This shock belongs to the zone which, in the three-story factory, fed by impressions, air and food, is called the region of the first conscious shock. This shock a man can give himself. Here he can do. Man can work, with the help of the work. But first he must form observing I. Observing I is the result of this work and of the ideas taught by it. The more you see the strength of the work, the more you can observe. Only through the observing I, formed by this work and its positive ideas, can a man observe himself deeply enough to realize his mechanicalness as a psychological fact. He then sees that the whole matter and meaning of life lies in himself and his relation to himself. Hitherto he has been identified with what is not him, with personality, and so not with his fate. Now he begins to separate. In short, he begins to awaken from sleep, from personality active. So the realization that he is a machine and that he cannot do has a positive result, although it seems a negative idea. It brings him a step toward that reversal, that interchange of signs between personality and essence. For we have tentatively defined a positive idea as that which lessens personality and increases essence. So let us again refer to the great diagram, the condensed formulation of what is necessary if we wish this work, and no longer believe in life as an end in itself. One can see without difficulty that a reversal is necessary for a man to be reborn or reach his inherently possible development. For according to the work, everyone is born a self-developing organism that is capable of a further step individually in his evolution. But for life purposes, to serve nature, this is not necessary. Man asleep serves nature. The side octave from the sun, that is, from that internal psychological level represented physically and externally by the natural and quite dramatic sun, has sown man on earth to contribute to the pain factory of organic life, but has given man the inherent possibility of raising his level of being in such a way that although he, as a body, is on the earth, psychologically he is at a higher level. The psychological man, that is at a higher level. As you know, a man is first his body and then his psychological body. The work is always making the second psychological body, and for this, new ideas and the practice of them are necessary. Now, all the ideas of the work are positive in exactly this sense. Namely, if followed, they lead to the formation of a psychological body. As man is, from the action of external life, he has no organized psychological body. His level of being and his knowledge are such that internally, psychologically, he is legion, a mass of contradictory eyes, a multiplicity, in fact, a machine run by external life, a machine which is a function of the outside and has no inner life of its own. All this cannot be pondered on enough. You have heard it, but not seen it. You have listened to it, but not found secretly what it means. I will only add that if you value the work and do not nibble at it, if you feel it emotionally, you will very soon know what the third force of life is and what the third force of the work is. That is, you will get to know practically what it is to be mechanical and what it is to begin to behave consciously. When you know this as a psychological fact for yourselves, then you will know when you are behaving as a man, a woman, asleep, and when you are behaving as a man, a woman, beginning to awaken from the general sleep of humanity. And so you will begin to see what this reversal of signs implies and understand practically what this ancient idea of being reborn means.